Okay, so we're live on YouTube and we're also live on playback, I do believe. Let me get the camera up over here. That should be good. And let me get it up over here. And we're also good. Okay. Welcome. Whoops. Welcome to the watch along on both. Well, I'm going on two different platforms today, which is a little bit confusing. But welcome to the stream. Let me know if everything's good. Everything's doing well. Nets versus Philly today. You can see the starting five for the Nets has changed somewhat from the previous game. We have Ben Simmons, Spencer Dinwiddie, Cam Thomas, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Nic Claxton getting the start. I'm pretty sure that's working. Should be working. Yeah, so those are the five. No Mikal Bridges, as you would probably notice, which would catch you off guard a little bit. However, this is because he's resting. It's nothing more, nothing less. I think it's just a precautionary thing, given we've lost a couple players in the last couple of games. Dennis Smith went down to an ankle injury. Day'Ron Sharpe is back today, but he also is probably playing reduced minutes, I'd imagine. But they both went down to the same injury, Day'Ron and Dennis Smith. Lonnie Walker also had a wrist contusion. That is now all good. And yeah. Hold on a second. Sorry, I'll just put up the injury report so you can see that as well. Okay. Second. Never mind, that's better. I think. Let me just... Sorry, I need to double check the audio. Sorry. Let's just double check this. Yeah. So I was just talking on playback and you could just hear game sound. So, in case you're wondering what the hell I'm on about, I am at playback.tv. If you do have League Pass, you can watch me commentate while the game is actually running and you can see it, as opposed to on YouTube where you can't see the game, you can just see me talking, and I've got my own overlays and stuff. Yeah, so currently only 3 players out for the Nets. It is the 2 Suns we acquired last season, Mikal and Cam Johnson, who is still out, but there is potential for him to return soon. And there's also, who else do we have? We have Derek Whitehead still out, obviously, with that foot issue that he's had basically the entirety of the, the entirety of the summer. So, this is going to be an interesting game. The Sixers do not have Joel Embiid. He was going to play, and I thought he was going to play. However, he is out with illness. As for the welfare of the other Sixers, the 5 today is Maxey, Melton, Oubre, Tobias Harris, and Paul Reed, who for some reason decides to, have an excellent game every time he plays us. He had a really good postseason. A pretty underrated series against the Nets. PJ Tucker is out James Harden is out. Joel Embiid is out. Daniel House is out. And Furkan Korkmaz is also out. So, pretty interesting stuff there. Yeah, that's basically the situation we've got here for these. Well, this third preseason game, it's going to be an interesting one. If we look at who's top scoring thus far in the preseason, Cam Thomas is at 16.5 a game. Ben Simmons had 9 dimes last game. He has 6, or he's, well, got 12 in 2 games. And then Darius Bazley had 14 rebounds the last game, where we are absolutely dominated on the glass. So he is the top rebounder for the preseason. So there you go. Let me have a look at the chat. Claxton Ben, good early test. Yeah, well, I mean, we sort of had a little bit of a glimpse of the, you know, what that partnership could look like in the first game. Obviously, a little bit different today with no Embiid. I would have loved to have seen Ben and Clax go at Embiid and just see what, like, how accountable they could hold him. But you know what it is, I'm not too fussed with who's available, who's not. As long as we get through preseason unscathed, which has already not happened, then I'll be happy. That's enough for me. So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with. I will have a look at your chat messages in just a moment. Let's have a look, see what people are saying. What do you see Denver finishing this year? Phoenix are pretty good. Dallas probably have improved, not better than Denver though. The Lakers are much improved. I think they could be in the top 3. Don't think the Kings repeat what they did last year. With a bit more of a tougher West. Phoenix have more chemistry this year, so and they've got some better pieces. They've had a little bit more time to, you know, work out things. Any new Aussies in the league? Dante Exum is back for Dallas. That's a pretty cool little story. You wouldn't expect really that to occur, to be honest, because I haven't really heard from him in quite some time, but it's good to see him back, and he's actually been playing some pretty good defense for Dallas. So I think his 3-point shooting has improved as well. That was a bit of a pitfall of his game. You know, when he was in the league early on with Utah, and he was bouncing around the league a bit, couldn't get much continuity. Ben will be the 3-point shooter tonight. I don't know, but preseason Ben is a different beast altogether. Did well in Europe, I read. Yeah, he did do well. He did pretty well. It looks like the game's actually about to start, so I'm just gonna, get the headset on, and hopefully we can get going with this game of basketball, eh? It's going to be interesting because I'm looking at 2 different screens now. Playback is a little bit of a different beast altogether. I'm still getting used to it. Getting used to the controls. Yeah, you can hear. Yeah, all right. So yeah, put your predictions in the chat for who wins this game, I reckon. I haven't done a poll this year yet. I'm just going to do a simple who wins poll. Nets in one box, Sixers in the other box, start poll. And we'll let you do the rest. Alright, so this one's about to get underway. And shit, I have not enabled the hotkeys or anything. That is a bit of a red flag. We are now underway. And it is the Sixers who win the tip. And it is Tyrese Maxey. Looks like Ben's got the assignment on Tobias Harris in this game. Now, Maxey, the pick set by Reed. The baseline 2 is good. We are underway, and Philly have the early advantage. So, let me get the noise up a little. There we go. So Ben into the paint and the throwdown. He just got by everyone, and that's an easy 2 for Ben. And he's made a habit of starting games strongly. And it looks like we've already got a stoppage here. But he has made a habit of getting off to a really positive start, scoring quite a few buckets early. And now it's Philly the other way. Reed gonna back down Clax, the kick out to Oubre, and on the catch is Harris, and he knocks it down every single time Tobias Harris enters the Barclays Center. He is a different player to contend with. Seriously. It looks like Ben didn't even score. He may have been pinged for a travel. I didn't hear. Cam Thomas at the elbow picked up his dribble. Thomas on the outside. He's going to drive it on Maxey and shoot over the top. That's excellent contesting by Maxey. And now the other way, Tobias Harris. Into the paint. 2 off the window. Doesn't get the bounce. And it's going to be Nets ball after a little bit of a scuffle. Not a scuffle. A little bit of fight on the glass. So, good defense by Clax. And then Paul Reed right in there to try get the rebound. He's pretty dangerous in that regard. Dinwiddie out to Thomas on the wing, back to Dinwiddie top of the key. They're playing a little bit of zone defense, and that forces a turnover as Dinwiddie passed to Cam's left as he was moving to the right. So that's always going to be difficult to rake in. So Melton top of the key, the 3 is good, and the Sixers are off to a very fast 8-point start. And now the Nets will try run things through Thomas. The runner is well short. That was a pretty good look. And now Philly the other way. Going to take it through Paul Reed. Out to Maxey. And then the high screen, the drive, and the shot. And that is good. So we have no answer at the moment for Philly. 10-0 start after 2 of our points were chalked off. Ben into the paint. And he lost it. And now Melton the other way. Gonna leave it for Reed. And that is a defensive breakdown. Don't know who was tracking him up the court. JV is not going to call a timeout. But this is probably the shittest start possible. If you're from a Nets perspective, from a Philly perspective, you are absolutely in dreamland right now. Finney Smith into the paint for Dinwiddie. Out to Thomas. And now we play more stagnant offense. Dinwiddie to Cam. 3 top of the key is good. And finally we're on the board. Pretty good set play, Cam Thomas, with a bit of off-ball movement after he gave it off. And he was able to free himself up. So now Maxey to Melton, top of the key. It's the same look that resulted in his first basket. And we're pretty lucky because I think that was actually off Claxton's hands first. But it's going to be Nets ball. So the Nets will roll it into Ben Simmons. And there'll be a drive. And a layup. And a 2+1 for Ben. Strong take to the cup. And a good, nice little response. Ben weaves through, got by Melton, and then the reach in on the way up. And Ben was able to score for 2. Nice little right-handed scoop. And it will be shots for Ben Simmons at 12-5. Or, well, 1 shot for Ben Simmons. So, a good bit of assertiveness by Ben in the early going of this game as well. That free throw is no good. That's one thing that hasn't really changed. So, Maxey. Reed up top. Maxey on the drive. Extra feed. Reed took a dribble. Missed it. Got his own board. Got his own board again after another miss. And Harris is open for the kick out. And then the Nets are absolutely napping on defense. Because they just let Oubre creep up on the baseline and score an uncontested tip-in layup. Pretty poor stuff there by the Nets. Just ball watching. Finney Smith behind the back. The kick out to Cam Thomas. And he stood on the sideline. So another turnover. And this is what happens when you've got like 4 players on the interior that can't get a rebound as opposed to one. You can have open shooters on the outside and on, well, in that case, Oubre relocated and was able to be a bit more successful under the basket. Reed bumps bodies, misses the layup. Good defense by Clax. And then Dorian Finney-Smith falling out of play. Threw it out of bounds, but he's actually going to get the benefit of the doubt. It is a foul, potentially on a push as he was falling out of play. So it's going to be on Paul Reed. And it looks like Lonnie Walker has checked into the game. Nice and early. 2 fouls for Reed. So he'll probably have to go to the bench sooner rather than later. Cam Thomas into the paint. And we have a foul on the floor. And that one's going to be on Harris. So 14-5. Early going. All right. I think one of the keys to winning today's game is probably going to be the pace. We've played with pace in the first couple of games. We've scored pretty well. Things have been a lot more difficult in this game. Ben's going to get it on the wing. He drives on Harris. He's testing him. Picks up his dribble and then just threw it away. Maxey, excellent anticipation and an easy two-handed slam for the Sixers yet again. That's turnover number 5, and the Sixers have been absolutely relentless every time. Oh my God, there's another turnover. And this time it's Melton for 2, and he throws it down. Mate, what a shit start. Turnovers are plenty for the Nets. My goodness. And this is like, it's a preseason game. This is where you want to see, well, us fight through things. Clax, nice alley-oop connection there by Ben Simmons and Nic Claxton. It's 18-7. But turnover's been a big, big issue in the early going of this game. And the defense has sort of suffered as a result of it. Good active hands there, but somehow the Sixers managed to retain. D'Anthony Melton seemed to have a bit of, well, super glue on his hands because that ball did not want to leave his hands. But yeah, the Sixers, I mean, they've been magnetized to the ball at the moment. I mean, 6 turnovers forced. And they've really forced us to overuse the ball and keep the ball glued to one player's hands, really. And it's made it easy for players to anticipate. Daniel, mate, welcome to the stream. Poddy, welcome to the stream as well. I know it's the preseason, but this is kind of embarrassing. Well, these are the little things where you need to actually, like, we're going to be more proactive. We're going to work this shit out because this is part of the problem. I mean, last season it was an issue that we couldn't actually, there were times where we'd fall into a rut, and unlike the KD Kyrie like era, you didn't have anyone to bail you out. So unfortunate times. Let's go to the box score. Let's have a little look, see what's happening. So you can see what's going on here. The Sixers have got points from everyone, but that isn't the biggest issue. The issue is that they've already got 3 steals. They're shooting pretty lights out, and for the Nets, well, we've had only 5 shots, so that's 9 less than Philly, and we've already had 6 turnovers. We've had more turnovers than anything else in this game. When you look at the amount of shots we've taken, when you look at the amount of assists, obviously, that is an issue. And that is more credit to probably the way Philly have started than we've started. Why are we giving up second chance points? Well, that's another bloody problem because it's been the turnovers and it's been the fact that we've already conceded 3 offensive rebounds. So that's why the shot difference is 14-5. So yeah, I guess that's just the price you pay. That's the price you pay when you can't box out and you're half asleep. You know, in the NBA, you're not afforded time to, you know, adjust to the game. You have to be you have to be much more prepared. You know, you can't just be slacking off, you know. It's not that easy. You're not going to be allowed 15 minutes to, get into the groove of the game most of the time. So that's probably the most frustrating part of our start. But there hasn't been too many things to actually get excited about. Ben Simmons has had a couple strong takes to the basket, but that aside, there is not too much to cheer about, primarily because we haven't even gotten the ball. So, yeah, that's what we're dealing with. It is Sixer ball from the side, and it is now Maxey. And we're doing a little bit of blitzing, but they've found the open man. That's good ball movement. Luckily, they've missed, and now the Nets can go the other way. Early offense, Lonnie Walker, the finger roll for 2. And that is Ben Simmons facilitating yet again. And he's been a huge part of, dictating the kind of pace we play with this season. The 3 by Oubre on the catch. Hits back iron, but the offensive board by... Who is that? That's a deep 3 by Philly, and they've missed a couple shots in a row. So this is where you want to capitalize. Lonnie Walker on the catch. In rhythm, that's off. And the rebound by Philly. Tobias Harris will bring it up. He's picked up by Doe. The cross gets into the paint, and the score off the glass. Too easy, no resistance. And Philly have cracked 20. So our first quarter defending in every one of these 3 games has been shit. Ben, oh my God, that's another ropes pass. You got to think things through, man. Ben, is he going to face up? Nope, he's going to back down Harris, and he's going to try the hook shot, but Harris stripped him of it and was able to recover it. We were flat-footed, and then Melton just lost the ball, but Dorian Finney-Smith had committed to contesting that shot aerially, and as a result, the contact ended up happening, and it's going to be Sixer ball. I don't know if it's a shot. I don't think it is. I would not be surprised, though, if it's... No, it's going to be on the floor. So, Melton on the sideline. 20-9. Who's going to get it in? Maxey, deep 3. We went under the screen and lucky to be bailed out again. Day'Ron Sharpe is in the game. He has returned from injury. Not wearing a headband. He usually does. Who's this? Doe? Swatted by Oubre, and once again, Maxey gets ahead, and this time, it's Maxey off the glass for 2. And mate, honestly, we need to be a lot more alert. Like, Maxey is breaking out in transition every single time. He's reading the play quicker than any other on the court. And we're looking awfully relaxed in terms of how we're reacting to the way the game is actually panning out. We're turning the ball over and we're lagging behind. It should not be Philly getting to their basket first. The Sixers once again got an offensive board. What are we doing, man? Oubre just relocated to the corner, wide open, unattended, had an open 3, didn't make it though. And now the Nets the other way. Lonnie Walker nearly lost it. It's going to be a reach-in foul. My goodness. Like, turnover after turnover, it's a little bit... I wouldn't say our offense has been abysmal this first quarter, but it's, like in terms of how we're actually shooting the ball, but we can't even get a shot up. So, Royce from the inbounds. Dinwiddie's back in. Baisley is also in. Dinwiddie to Royce on the catch. The 3 is well short. You could see it as soon as he released the shot. Day'Ron gets the offensive board. Royce, same spot. Sniper. And so, 22-12. 3 and a lot to go in this first quarter. I cannot tell who that guy is in. He's number 33. I'm sure I'll see it in the box score. Who is this? Jaden Springer, I think. That's a 3-pointer. And that rims out by number 33, who I still cannot work out who he is. Royce the Euro, off the window, it's off. Day'Ron couldn't get the rebound. And now the Sixers with pace again. That's a floater, that's off. Good contest by Baisley, and Dayron swoops on the rebound. So Dinwiddie, is he going to pull up? Dinwiddie drive, pick and roll. Dayron is fouled by Springer. Petrasev is the guy that is number 33. Danny Green's also in the game. Feels like we're rolling back a few years. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie on the Nets, Danny Green on the Sixers. So, you know, we're back in 2019. Or 2020, whenever the hell Danny Green was on the Sixers. Dayron's at the free throw line. A little bit of a body bump under the basket by the Sixers. It's going to be 2 shots, and Dayron makes number 1. He's probably our best free throw shooting big, which is sort of crazy to say given he's barely played. Probably need a bit of a larger sample size. And we've only scored 13 points on the back of turning the ball over, so Patrick Beverley coming into the game for the Sixers is exactly what we've needed. Exactly what we've needed. Dayron's going to shoot another free throw and brick it. And the Sixers could not secure the rebound. They could not rake it in. It's going to be Nets ball on the baseline as a result of that error. And it will be Royce inbounding. So amazingly enough, despite all these turnovers just occurring every second possession, we're only down 9, which is sort of nuts to think. Dayron into the paint. The layup off the window does not get the roll, but it was a pretty good move, a confident move. Not showing any signs of that ankle injury he picked up. Harris going to back down Royce. The turnaround, he lost the ball, and it's going the other way. Well done, Royce. And we're going to get a timeout as well at the 2:50 mark. 22-13 the scoreline. And we'll go to the box score, ladies and gents, after I look at the chat. If you are enjoying the stream thus far, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new. We are going to be back for the... well, we're actually not going to be back till the regular season, which is a little bit of a... well, it's not great. Because I really wanted to do the last preseason game, and I also wanted to do opening night. Opening night, I did that last year. That actually was not a very good game to watch, because we got absolutely... well, we got our asses whooped by the Pels. But, you know, just, it's got something to it. It's got that regular season first game feel. Like, obviously, you've been waiting for game 1. You want to see how the team is performing in an environment that actually matters for, like, the best part of 6 months, especially if your team got knocked out before the playoffs even began. So, you know, it's exciting times, especially if you've got a nice young list, like OKC, for example. And obviously, the expectations are higher. They could be the Kings of 2023. Or slash 2024. But let's go to the box score. This is the state of the game thus far. You can see that the Sixers have got 6 through Maxey, but he hasn't really scored a jump shot. It's all been transition fast break points. I can actually get the thing up. You will see the Sixers have ended up with 3 steals. They're shooting the ball pretty shit from 3, and that's probably why we're kept in the game. 5 offensive boards for them as well. But the real problem is they haven't turned the ball over, and we have turned it over a grand total of 6 times. That has led to us having 11 less shots, and yeah, we've gone to the free throw line, not enough. Without Mikal Bridges tonight, obviously, you're taking out a huge part of what the Nets want to do on offense, and without Cam Johnson, it's the exact same sort of thing. So it's always going to be an uphill climb in that regard. But yeah, we need to do a spotlight. Who do you want as the spotlight player for tonight? And I'll put him in. Usually wait a quarter or so for these things to happen. So yeah. Let me know. Let me know what player do we want in this area that Spencer Dinwiddie currently occupies. I wanna see what you guys, or which player you want me to track this evening. Not literally, but you know what I mean. All right. So 22-13 the score. And we resume with Dinwiddie, Lonnie Walker, Day'Ron, Royce, and Baisley, the 5 on the floor. The Nets for the Sixers, it's Springer, Danny Green, Pat Bev. Who's that? Good extra feed by Royce to Day'Ron. He lost it, he got it back, and he scored for 2. And it's going to be another shot for Day'Ron as well. I mean, this is what he brings. Actually, he may have been fouled before the shot because I'm not seeing the scoreboard change. I could be wrong. So it looks like it's going to be 2 shots for Day'Ron. It's going to happen before he actually got the second bite of the cherry. The first free throw is good. I do like how Day'Ron's getting to the free throw line. Early on, at least. Harry Giles had a really good game last time out, in case you missed it. He had 16 points, 10 boards, 4 of those rebounds offensive. And, well, he isn't getting minutes tonight, but I do think he's proved his place. The problem is he could be surplus to requirements if we want Day'Ron to be that clear second option. But I think it's good to have like an insurance policy in the case that things don't go to plan or you get an injury. A lot of shit can happen in the regular season. It's a long 82-game season. Dinwiddie, the high screen. Day'Ron's going to roll again. Dinwiddie lost the ball. He got it back. Walker through the middle. Oh, that is a tough shot. He's going to get fouled and he's going to shoot a couple. That's what I've really liked from Lonnie Walker. I mean, he brings the athleticism. It's not really, well, it's well documented, the kind of athleticism he possesses. Is that probably the most recognizable attribute of his game, potentially? I mean, his three-point shooting's pretty good. It was probably it was probably a larger staple of his game last season, where he shot like 38% from 3, I think, which is a pretty good mark. Lonnie Walker only splits the pair in on that trip. Now the Sixers the other way. Oubre to Pat Bev. The 3 is good on the catch. And this guy would have the most random offensive performances. Would turn it over again, and that was pretty unexplainable. Oubre missed the layup, but the Sixers had 3 other players running in support, and I don't know what we were thinking, like just sitting back and waiting for, well, better things to manifest. Royce responds with a 3-pointer, which is good, but the turnovers, man. I mean, the Sixers are placing a lot of pressure on the ball carrier, but you've got to be better looking after the ball, especially as an NBA player. Like, those sort of turnovers are unexplainable. Luckily, we're not playing for something. So, Pat Bev is going to get hit with the foul. Or, sorry, Lonnie Walker's going to get hit with the foul. Pat Bev got hit by Lonnie Walker. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. 109 to play in this first quarter. The 10-point lead for the Sixers. Story of the game so far has been the fact that the Nets can't look after the ball, and the Sixers have been incredibly punishing. Oubre, the step-back 3 is good, and he's fouled by Royce, and it's going to be a shot for Oubre. And it felt like the Sixers, their offense had been stunted for a little while in the middle portion of the first quarter, but they've still found their way to 32 points with the potential for it to go to 33. That's a little bit of that's not as blatant a kick out. That's not as blatant a shot contest. Some of those ones, you really see them leaning into the landing room, but this one could be checked and could be deemed a flagrant, which obviously, that's, in a regular season game, that would be pretty lethal, a pretty lethal punishment, in the context of the game. Who has turned the ball over so far? 6 times, you say? Yeah, 6 times, for the Nets. Or, sorry, 7 times now. So it's been pretty dire, I would say. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like and subscribe as well. We also have a donation button if you want to donate you can do that too. Granted, I wouldn't expect that. It's not an obligation. That's a really weird foul to call because Royce is actually... He's more leaned back whilst looking at the shot. He's like turned his body to look at the shot. Yep, so it's only a common foul, so it will be one shot for Oubre as opposed to a shot, and the ball, that could have been like a 6-point play in the regular season, but you know. You can't have everything. You can't have everything. Alright, so 32-19, the scoreline as it currently stands. Let me know if the stream is going all well for you as well. That's always important. Because obviously if it's a shit stream, then, you know, I want to improve this. If there's any little segments you want me to add as well, make sure to let me know. That's a miss by the Sixers on the free throw, and we got ahead in transition. Lonnie Walker is fouled again, and it was a one-man fast break on this occasion, and pretty good assertiveness by Lonnie. Good gather, and then try to flip it over. While not even looking at the basket. Well, he was, but he tried to put a little bit of mayo on it. A good block by Springer to just prevent that shot from even having a chance of going in. However, it didn't prevent the foul from being called. So the Nets cracked 20 in a quarter that's been plagued by turnovers. And, yeah. So the second free throw after making the first is good. So he's been to the line 4 times, which is a good positive sign. We've been to the free throw line 9 times. The Sixers have been there once, and it was the free throw that Oubre just had. So that's probably the only thing keeping us alive. And that pass by Pat Bev goes right through the legs of Oubre and out of play. So Nets ball here. And we have the opportunity to cut the deficit to single digits. Dinwiddie into the paint. The extra feed was overuse. He probably should have just put the ball up. And Oubre, who hadn't even gotten back on defense, was cherry picking for the easy two-handed slam. So now the Nets will hold. The Sixers have had 16 points off turnovers. That is absolutely abysmal. In one quarter. Dinwiddie ISO. Here we go. Let's see what happens here. That's a good feed. Royce. Oh my god. We did not get the shot up. So Royce, that was a good off-ball move to run along the baseline. He got it. He got the shot up. Unfortunately, there was that much mayo on it. It didn't even hit the rim. So the Dayron putback is useless because the shot clock violation occurred. And now the Sixers, Oubre weaves through. Good block, Dayron. And that is the first quarter done and dusted. 34-21 the score at quarter time. But a lot of work to do for the Nets. If they are to get back in this game, some resolve is going to need to be shown. Because right now they cannot do shit on the offensive side. You can see Royce O'Neal is our top scorer. And that's a little bit of an issue, isn't it? You know what? I'm going to put Dayron. I'm going to use Dayron as the player spotlight for today because he's returning off a nice little injury, which isn't all that good. Let's see how he started. So he's got 3 points already. He's been to the line 4 times, which is a pretty nice thing to see. He's got 3 rebounds, which is pretty good. The assists, he's got 1. So not too bad in 5 minutes. But if I actually look at the... if I look at the box score, it's pretty dire viewing, if we're going to be honest. We're shooting it pretty shit. The 3-point shots are going down, surprisingly, but the rebounds and the turnovers, we've only had 10 boards and we've had 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers. 8 turnovers. And the Sixers, well, they've had 32 shots already and we've had 17. So we're pretty lucky they're not shooting the ball well from 3 and they haven't had nearly as many free throws as we have because otherwise we would be absolutely annihilated at quarter time. We probably would have conceded 50 and scored 15. The turnovers only had 1, so we haven't been able to force anything. And they've also had 6 offensive rebounds, which is always going to be an issue. Yeah, and that's their scorecard. Like, it really hasn't been it's been a really good defensive quarter by the Sixers, but they haven't scored 34 points on the back of, their offense really, kicking in. Where's my water bottle? There it is. It's on the back of them just absolutely clamping up on defense and us just being a little bit irresponsible with the ball. But share your thoughts in the chat about the first quarter. My big question to you is, what do you think is going to be the biggest issue for the Nets this season? Is it going to be potentially injuries? Is it going to be the lack of offense? Is it going to be the turnovers that we may fall into? Like those unhealthy patterns? What's it going to be? The Sixers have been living in their head. Yeah, they have been living rent-free, potentially. I don't know. I know this is a preseason game, but this is reminding me of the playoffs. The playoffs, I feel, was a different beast altogether. The second quarter has begun, by the way. I think it was a different beast altogether. I'm just going to take the headphones off just for a little bit of a breather. Because it gives you a bit of a headache sometimes. Oh my god, is that another fucking turnover? You're taking the piss, mate. It took a grand total of 14 seconds before we decided, yeah, let's just get that turnover counter up a little bit more. Mates, 34-21, 9 turnovers. That's going to be an offensive foul on the Sixers. Pat Bev is the one who is going to pick it up. But man, just, you've got to get a stranglehold on these possessions, man, because the Sixers have been far too manipulative, far too dictating of the way we've played this game. Like, we have struggled. And they've been pretty harassing. That's going to be a foul. Wow. Dinwiddie's looking for the Clax lob. And we know last season, a lot of those lob attempts, or those lob passes, were very much wayward. So, yeah. And that looked like it could be another case of that happening, but luckily we got bailed out with a foul call going our way. Royce O'Neal now down the middle. He's lost the ball as well. And Tyrese Maxey he was turning away from the pass. I don't know. It looked like he was lagging. It looked like his latency was well off. And the Nets were able to win the ball back just as the Sixers were breaking out in transition. That was a bizarre possession, that one. And so the Sixers now, 11-point leaders, make it 13 with the Oubre jumper on the baseline. And he's the first player in double-digit scoring for this game. Dinwiddie the kick out to Dorian Finney-Smith on the catch. That is well off. I don't know why my game lagged. And the Sixers get the board. So Pat Bev, going to leave it for Danny Green. To Paul Reed, and now he's going to give it to Maxey. The high screen. The kick out. Reed is wide open. Can he shoot threes? Answer is no. He bricked that one there. And now the Nets. Through Lonnie Walker, he's going to drive. Good screen set by Clax. And do we have a foul on... Oh, here we go. Pat Bev getting a little bit vocal. Little bit of a tie-up between Clax and Pat Bev, and a few words were said. And these two are world-class instigators, these two. Clax and Pat Bev. Are we going to get a technical in there? I don't know, but is that Royce O'Neal taking a technical free throw? My goodness. Oh, God, this is not going in. This is not going in. It is. He actually scored it. So, yeah, what was Pat Bev doing? Yeah, he just fucking slapped the ball out, or tried to. Was bloody unsuccessful. That's just I mean, that's really unnecessary, especially in preseason. What the hell is the point of that? That's just... Mate, that is just way too... That was way too aggressive for a preseason game. Clax takes the ball on the floor. He faked the pass and he dunked it after putting the ball on the floor and just going through the middle. So, lead down to 10. That was a pretty ferocious dunk for preseason. And it's now the Sixers who will take possession through Maxey. The pass to the wing is off. The rebound by Clax. Good box out. Cam Thomas is back in the game. Here he is now. Cross. Good cut by Watford along the baseline, who was checked in. Watford has it now. Push shot is off. Offensive board, Dorian Finney-Smith. And we roll it back out to Spencer Dinwiddie. The high screen by Clax. Watford down the middle. Cam in the corner. And he stood on the sideline for the second time today. Man, Watford should have just taken it to the cup. He actually had the space to, bring it all the way. Instead, we yet again fall short on another offensive possession. So Pat Bev, picked up by Watford. Green. Reed, and now Beverly. To the wing for Melton. The cross, bit of hesitation. Short jumper by Reed is smooth, and he's got another bucket to his name. He's playing on 3 personal fouls. Man, the Sixers, we've had 10 turnovers. They've basically scored on every single turnover. Oh, wow, that is a smooth move by Clax. High take, and the finger roll was sublime. Very strong take by Clax. Now, on the other end, Melton the kick out. Great driving kick. Wide open 3 for Maxey. Did not go through. And then Watford... Oh my goodness gracious. We didn't even take the ball out of the key and we turned it over. That's going to be surely a charge. Yep, it's going the other way. Another turnover. That is, well, a strong play by Pat Bev, but my goodness, mate. Look after the ball. I think Clax's elbows were just a little bit too high there. And that is one of the few instances in basketball where being the smaller player is more advantageous. Maxey, love saying that name. Pat Bev, Reed, post move, scores over the top with the hook shot. He's been really good today. Dinwiddie into the paint. Oh my god, that has to be a foul. It's going to be 2 shots for him. And Reed, that's number 4. Are they just going to play him out till he gets 6 fouls in the first half? And the Sixers today do not have Embiid. And Mo Bamba is also out. So that's going to mean that God knows who their small ball center's going to be if Paul Reed goes out of the game. And that's probably why they haven't been too afraid to, run him when he's, even though he's been playing in foul trouble, or toying with foul trouble. 7:56 to play in the second, and they've had to bring him to the bench. Their small ball 5 is Petrosev. They've also brought Harris into the game, probably to add a little bit of extra size, but... Well, at this point, you'd think that we need to just exploit the size that we've now got. Well, in comparison to them, that we are clearly a taller team. Harris, good physicality by Dorian Finney-Smith, but Tobias Harris, my god, that is an excellent shot, falling away to the right at the edge of the key. Clax, good spin move. Layup is good. That was absolutely sublime by Clax. He's been working on that in the offseason. You can probably feel, but appearances, he was hoping he could actually hold on. I mean this guy's just he's been training in the lab to just be good in the preseason games. He scored another 3 and then he passes that one off to Green, who misses in the corner. and Watford doesn't make the same mistake this time as he did on the, a few possessions ago where he turned it over really poorly. Cam Thomas got his own miss. The layup. Oh my God, how has that not gone down? And now the Sixers the other way. Got to watch the backdoor cut. But we also, I don't know what we're fucking thinking. I don't even know what we're doing. I don't even know what I'm saying. It's like the seas parted for Maxey there. Because we were too worried about the guy going, well, backdoor, that we just left a runway for Maxey to score. It's almost like we committed too far to the weak side. And we just let the ball carrier just take it all the way to the cup. It's pretty abysmal, not gonna lie. I've got to really expand my vocab because abysmal is one of the most used words that I use on a regular basis. But it does describe what kind of performance we've dished up today. I mean, the Sixers don't have Harden or Embiid. Mind you, their game drastically changes when those two are in the team, but... Alright, let's have a look at what the chat has been saying. Everyone's been raving about the Nets' defense, but it doesn't sound like they're anywhere near where they should be. 100%, it's... The 2 wins, or the 2 games we've played, have been purely offensively based. And it's sort of crazy how that is. Today, as I said, it's not as much like our half-court defending has been abysmal. Those possessions were trash. That possession, we just allowed a wide-open layup to Maxey. That is no excuse. There's no excuses for that. But it's more like the turnovers. Our offense is really letting us down, and like we haven't really been too reactive after we've turned the ball over. We've just been very happy to let them waltz up the court, and basically every single one of their players have lined up to get a basket because we don't look nearly as, assertive on that front. Pretty poor. So, anyway. What's that? Yep. Alright. So we've got the headset back on. Hopefully this changes things. It's only preseason, so I ain't getting the stop chant out. Because that would be a bit stupid, but... we're probably in need of the stop chant, to be honest. It's probably one of the cringiest yet funniest things I've done on streams because it actually works. The funny thing is, the minute I start repeatedly, obnoxiously saying stop, they actually start to get stops. So, look, I don't think it's going to help today because it's more happening on the offensive side where we can't actually look after the ball. That's the reason we're giving up so many points. It's like the fast break chances, man. Ben puts his hand up, says, oh, I'll take Tobias Harris, but then gets completely outmuscled. Watford was there for the help defending, but I believe there's surely not a foul. It's going to be Sixer ball on the baseline. 49-32 the score. Yep, it's going to be free throws. That's crazy. And that free throw doesn't get the roll. The last time the Nets played the Sixers in a regular season game, Cam Thomas scored, I believe, 48. Probably worthwhile taking a trip down memory lane just to see what how Cam Thomas performs when the whole team is out. Ben Simmons, quick offense, early offense. And how many fucking turnovers, man? That's another turnover where we're stood on the sideline. That's like the 4th time that has happened in this game. 15 turnovers! Oh my God. We could be setting a turnover record here. Good block. Oh my god, double block by Clax. Ben, Cam, take your pick. Cam misses the layup, the followed by Watford. My god, we nearly made a meal of that, but that hasn't happened nearly enough in this game where we've been able to break out in transition and actually punish them. Harris. High screen. That was way too easy getting through the screen, or way too easy getting an open look. But luckily they missed it. Clax. Gonna put the ball on the floor. That's another foul. And Maxey's sore, it looks like. Because he's got a little bit of a grimace on his face. So Maxey to the bench. And is he going to go down to the locker room? Looking a bit ginger on the side there. 5 on the floor for the Nets as it stands is Cam, Ben, Sharp, Watford, and Finney-Smith. I believe Maxey is going down the race. Big story there because, well, that's their third best player. He's been really important to their success, especially, you know, when one of James Harden or Ben Simmons aren't, or sorry, not Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid aren't firing. That's a crazy cross-court pass by the Sixers that somehow worked. Harris the Euro, and the score over Dayron, that was pretty crafty as well. Ben Simmons. Bounce pass to Cam. Got by the defender, that floater is good. Is that the first basket he scored of the game? Because, I mean, yeah, we've had more turnovers than field goals made. I'm pretty sure that's a stat. That's a legitimate stat. Harris. Shot over Cam. That hits back iron. The rebound by Dayron. And now Ben gets it ahead to Watford. Cam Thomas. That could have been a foul. Thomas looking for Ben. That is a terrible... I don't know what he's doing there off the ball. Watford now. 6 to shoot. And Ben is looking for an over the top. Melton's reading it. Good contest by Watford. He prevented that fast break opportunity from eventuating into something bigger. Thomas, the foul. It's going to be 2 shots. My goodness. So the shots are starting to slow up for the Sixers. The problem is we've got to start getting going on the offensive side, and there's not too many players that can really do that. We just keep turning the ball over. If we were even somewhat adequately looking after the basketball, we'd probably be tied up with this team. Or even have a sniff, you know? So the reason Maxey went down to the locker room is on landing. What the hell happened there? Oh, he's back. It's his back. Interesting. That's a really innocuous injury, that one. Cam Thomas makes both at the line. Lead down to 14. And it's now DeAnthony Melton bringing it up for the Sixers. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well. Melton. Pass. Turned over. And now the Nets. What are we going to do here? Royce, Cam. Drive down the middle. Good take. Flipped it up. Didn't get the shot. And it's going to be a foul on Cam Thomas as DeAnthony Melton got there first. And it's going to be Philly ball. Couple wild layup attempts by Cam Thomas. I know he's... Well, I don't think he has any limits when it comes to what kinds of layups he attempts. But you can't make those kinds of shots all the time. And on that occasion, good defense, Philly. Oubre, Melton. Way too much space permitted by Cam, and the 3 is good. And you could see that happening from a mile away. Ben picks up his dribble. Dayron, good move. Faked the pass, put the ball on the floor, and scored for 2. And our centers have been doing that in this game, which is a positive sign. Adds a new layer to the offense. Harris drives baseline. Turnaround 2 is good off one leg. And it's back up to 17, the margin. Ben, the high screen set, the drive. That is such a nonchalant layup attempt. Or hook shot attempt. What is Ben doing there? We're going to get a timeout. Ben's got to take that all the way. None of this pathetic one-handed bullshit from 15 feet out. Like, wow. Let's have a look at what the chat be saying. I wonder whether playing sub-NBA standard teams is worth our time. I mean, I don't really know, I don't really know. I mean, we're playing like one at this stage. Yeah, it hasn't been great viewing, I will say that. In this first half, I mean, the amount of turnovers, like, fucking hell. This is the scoring distribution for Philadelphia. Their starters have carried their ass. I mean, really says it all. I mean, they've already had 51 shots. They're not even shooting it well. They've had 7 offensive rebounds, which is always handy, and they've only had the 4 turnovers. That's even with that free throw amount, they are still up 17. Why? Because we're just about on track for the largest turnover count in modern history. I don't know what it is, by the way. I don't know what that actual number is, but it really seems like we are well on track to, well, hitting a stupid amount of turnovers in this game. It's actually fairly embarrassing. Yeah. I mean, how does one team have more turnovers than field goals made and we're nearly at halftime? That is nuts to me. Claxton's had a really good game. He's at 8 points. His offensive, well, he's got some good moves in his bag. But, I mean, Cam Thomas has scored 7, but he's taken way too many outrageous shots and he's turned the ball over. He's just about the worst plus-minus in the team. Yeah, and I mean, we've had 15 free throws to 3 and we're down 15 points. That is speaking volumes about how bad we've been with the basketball. And also, if you want to know when I'm live next, you will be able to see in the top right. Well, not that way. Yeah, that way. That way. Yeah. You can see the next game is the Nets and the Heat, but the next game I'll be covering is the Nets versus the Mavericks in a couple of weeks' time. That is purely because I'm not available to do both of those other games in between. So, yeah. But as we've just returned, we will now see Dayron shoot free throws, which is exactly what I want to see out of the timeout, especially if he misses, which he just did. So 57-40, the current scoreline hasn't changed, even despite that Dayron free throw. The second one is good. I mean, he's been good at getting to the free throw line. That's one positive to take out of this. Excuse me. We're blitzing him at half court. That is a pretty bold move. And yet we still leave him open in the corner. My God. You either commit fully or you don't. And if you don't... Oh my God, have we turned it over again? You're joking, man. Very lucky we forced another miss, but what are they doing from the inbounds? Ben to Baisley and now back to Ben. Ben, the pass to Dayron. Oh, well done. Great help defense by Oubre, and now they go the other way. Melton out to Oubre. Melton. They're absolutely pinging it between those two. And it was Oubre. I lost my voice there. It was Oubre who missed. Dayron, oh my God, he tried to put Petrosev on a poster. It's going to be more free throws for Dayron, and Well, this is a smart offensive, strategy because they've got no one in the middle. No disrespect to that Petrusev guy, but feeding Dayron is a pretty smart choice. So these will be his 7th and 8th free throws already. Petrusev to the bench. He's picked up 4 personals as well. He's actually a center. Damn. Wait, Mo Bamba is fit. I thought he was out. Good blitzing by Ben and Baisley. Forces a pretty good pass over the top to Bamba, who was the open man after we had double teamed at the half court. Sixers still score. And there's another foul. Oh my god. Brother, how can you blitz them at half court and not force anything? How is it that easy? I mean, it doesn't help when you have your 2 best offensive players out. It's always going to be a tough kind of thing to navigate, but I mean, you gotta be a little bit better than this. Ben, oh my god, another shit pass, dude. Right at the feet of Royce. That's not going to be easy for someone who's like 6'4". Bro, Royce, oh my god, that's great defense by Springer. And then Royce just piffs it. Oh my god, another turnover. Another turnover. This is crazy, dude. How many turnovers are we going to commit here? My god. How many? Oubre weaves through. Layup off the window. Good verticality by Dayron. And Ben spins as he gets the rebound. Transition opportunity. That's great ball movement. That's got to go in. Yes, it does. That is textbook transition play. It's a pity we haven't seen that enough. We haven't been nearly as clean with the basketball as we would have liked to have been. Melton, that's a pretty rash layup attempt. The Nets breaking out in transition again. Royce in rhythm. He got it. So in 2 possessions, we have cut the lead by a quarter. And it's back down to 15. It's a 63-48. 30 or so seconds to go in the first half. Are they going to go 2 for 1? Melton, the step back 2 in the mid-range, is smooth. I didn't know he was all about that. 65-48 the score, and all we need to do is hold for 1. There's a 2-second difference between shot and game, and we can make the halftime break. Hopefully, without conceding. Cam Thomas, step back 2 in the mid-range. That is a textbook shot. He's fouled by Mo Bamba, and well, the good thing is we've sort of kept in touch with this little scoring spurt at the end of the second quarter. We were 42 points about 50 seconds ago, and now we're at 50 points. So a free throw to come here for Cam Thomas, and Philly will have 1 look before the halftime break. This has been an absolutely torrid first half. This has been riddled with turnovers, should I say. Another double team by Ben and Baisley. They found the open man. Oubre pull up 3. It's good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, what are you doing? Just sense who the good players are. Leave that Petrusev bloke open. Stop giving Oubre open 3-pointers. It's actually cooked. Oh my god. Alright, well, halftime is finally here, and thank God for that, because they need to absolutely regroup. I know it's only preseason, but it's preseason, and my god, that is not very encouraging. I hate to say, but the Nets can't dribble nor keep the ball in their hands. I mean, I hate to say it as well, but I mean, that's literally been the whole game. It has dominated this game. It's crazy how regularly this has happened. Let's have a look at the box score. I mean, this is a joke, right? We have only taken 39 shots in a half. 39 shots. That is not great. And only 11 3-pointers. And Jacques Vaughn, the coaching staff would be the kind to say at the half, we need to take more 3-point shots. Well, how about just taking some more shots in general? Because, brother, 17 turnovers in a half. And I'm pretty positive there's been more than that as well. We've had more turnovers than shots we've made. That is abysmal. 39 shots, 17 turnovers. That's nearly a turnover every 2 possessions sustained for an entire half. That is really bad. But the only thing keeping us in this game is the free throw number. We've had 19 of those. And we've had 6 offensive boards. But the funny thing is, we're actually out rebounding them. I've just noticed this. That's the box score if you really want to see it. Let me just fix up Dayron's rebound number, which is now at 6. And he's actually been alright in this first half. And we've been pretty smart in feeding the ball to him because they're bloody small. They are so undersized in the post. It's not even funny. And that's why Dayron's got 8 free throw attempts already. But the problem is this. The Sixers have had 13 less turnovers. Despite having less rebounds, they've had 20 more shots. And they have had 11 more 3-pointers. They're up 17 and they've had 15 less free throw attempts. That is crazy. Crazy. The only thing that potentially could get us back in the game is the fact that both their bigs have 4 personal fouls. 4 personal fouls. So those 2 go out, and I have no idea who their center is. Because PJ Tucker is also not playing. So, they're probably going to play Oubre or Tobias Harris small ball 5 and get away with it, because look at how well they're shooting the ball, those 2. 5 of 10 from 3 combined, 14 of 26 from the field combined. Really good numbers. And even Paul Reed, I mean, he's only played 8 minutes, but he scored 8, had 4 rebounds, 2 offensive boards. We haven't nearly had as good a contribution in such a limited amount of time. You can see, for the Nets, hopefully I was showing that box score. If you didn't see it, that's their box score. If you want to pause it. But you can see the Nets. I mean, we've gotten 10 from Cam, 10 from Royce. But the problem is, nearly everyone has multiple turnovers. That's not a positive. Royce O'Neal's been pretty good from 3, but I don't give a shit when we're turning the ball over as much as we have. Spencer Dinwiddie hasn't really done anything today. The 4 dimes, I guess that's something. Ben Simmons scored our first basket of the game, I think, and he has not scored since. He's been a little bit more hesitant on offense, or hasn't been as aggressive. Hasn't necessarily meant he's played with less pace or anything. It's just been a really weird sort of game by him, and he's turned it over 4 times, primarily because he's going for the pass that's absolutely not on. Clax has just about been our best player. And that's saying something when he's only got 8 points, 2 boards, a steal, and a block. And he's turned it over 2 times. So, yeah, that is not... It's not a good sign, I guess, for a game like today. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with at this point in time. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe as well if you are new. We will be back for Nets Dallas, and that is, that's that's going to be our next game that we cover. It's just ridiculous that we have. Yeah, I mean, just a lot of players not performing today. Dorian Finney-Smith has been a bit of a nobody since he rocked up at our team. He's had one good game every 8 or 9. And it's been pretty abysmal to watch. And that's probably being generous with ratios. I think he's been far worse than playing well one game every 9. I think he's actually been worse than that. Like, what has he provided? It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty, I don't even have words to say, to be quite honest. It's a pretty diabolical first half. When you've had 17 turnovers, I can't recall a game. Like, if this was a regular season game, I would be so in the shits. Very lucky it's a preseason game, and we're ironing out the kinks before the regular season. Hopefully, this is not a sign of things to come. But if it is, man, are we in for a long season? Buckle up. Like, Doe, he's had 2 shots. He's had 2 shots. He's had 2 rebounds. And he's done literally nothing in 17 minutes. I mean, at this point, you might as well run like Jalen Wilson or something. I would assume Harry Giles gets second half minutes. He was feasting on the glass the other day, and he was pretty good on offense, like some really good moves. So, that is someone we probably need to play. So, yeah. Yeah, we've got work to do. It's really that simple a game. I don't even need to. I could dumb it down, even more, but that wouldn't be necessary. It's already dumbed down enough. It's that simple. We've turned the ball over a shit ton, and our defense has really suffered because of it. We have not conceded 68 points on the back of being trash on defense. It's because we're being trash on offense, man. Like, really bad. Like, it got better in the second quarter because we scored 30, but at the same time, the turnovers just keep on rolling in. Like, they're still shooting at, like, probably above average percentages. Like, 36% is probably league average. 49.2% from the field overall is probably just a little bit over average. And they're still up. And they've only had 3 free throws and scored 68 points. Let's actually look at the team stats. Really hope there's fast break points here. Here we go. Oh my god, this actually fits excellently with the like last year there would probably be part of this interface cut off. But this is perfect. Look at this, man. Like, fucking hell. 2 for 4 to 14 of 19, and we are down 17. Rebound numbers, very similar. 3-point percentages, we're better. I mean, the field goal percentage is a bit ropes, but look at how many shots they've taken, man. And then you look at the points off turnovers. Like, what the hell is this? 22 points to 2. That is the difference in the game. Right there. You force more turnovers and you concede less. You're probably doing a little bit better than being down 17 whilst you've had 15 more free throws. Just saying. Points in the paint, They've had 32 to 22. We need to exploit that far more than what we have. 22 points when they've got like no center is pretty. Well, we shouldn't be getting outscored in that area, full stop. But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are from the first half. Is there anything more to it than just the turnovers? I really don't think there is. But obviously you're really allowed to say whatever the hell you want. Yeah. It's been a pretty dire viewing experience. Probably, like, there was an opportunity to trade him. Do I think 2 first-round picks were on the table for Dorian Finney-Smith? I don't think so. I really don't think so, but, I mean, the NBA surprises you at the best of times. So, yeah. Not great. I am just doing a little bit of a Twitter scroll, just to see what people are saying. We're giving free food at this point. We are. We're literally just gifting him everything. We're playing like a team that hasn't practiced yet, while other teams are getting what they want versus us. Yeah, I mean, that's really it. Like, this team defensively has looked very much off. But like the offense should not be like our standard. It should be the defensive standards that we need to be setting. But if we're not defensively delivering, it's an issue. But today it's been more of the offensive rut that has killed us. Take into account that it's preseason, but this is the laziest I've seen the Brooklyn Nets play in multiple years. It's yeah, it's not a great viewing experience. Yeah. Like irrespective of who we have available, you cannot concede 17 turnovers in a half. Like, you do add Bridges and you add Cam Johnson, that probably makes your offense flow a bit better. It makes it just look a little bit better in terms of the plays you can go to when the offensive rut kicks in. And like the role plays are a bit more beneficial, or a bit more benefited because there'll be more open shots as you have to hold players like Mikal to account. But, dude, that's poor. Poor. So, bit of a joke, man. But I have seen a tweet saying about how Ben Simmons, or there was a certain play involving Ben Simmons where he brought the ball up, he passed it off to I believe it was, just watching the play here. Ben gets the board, brings it up, swings it across to Royce, quick pass to the corner for Baisley, and the 3 is good. That is the play that we have not seen enough today. And it's primarily because we're being stuck playing half-court offense because the defense has been shit. Probably because of the turnovers. It's all a ripple effect. It's really that simple, We're back for the third quarter though. And Ben Simmons is gonna pass it to Cam Thomas. Now to Ben, into the paint, picks up his dribble, and he fucking traveled. Are you serious, dude? 10 seconds and a fucking turnover. My God. That is embarrassing. You come out of the break and you fucking turn it over in 10 seconds, then commit a foul. Come on. What is Pat Bev doing? This guy's absolutely a shit stirrer, mate. Absolute pest. We return, though. Harris to Reed. Looking for a handoff at the three-point line. He's going to take it into the paint himself. Good defense, Clax. And he forces the miss. Ben trying to stat pad. Gets the rebound. Handoff to Thomas. Now Clax. Leaves it for Dinwiddie. Pass to Thomas. Nearly shuffled the feet. Good ball movement. Doe is wide open and he knocks it down for 3. We talked about Finney-Smith being trash. But if there's one shot he has to hit, it's that one. And he did not disappoint. Melton, Reed, one-legged jumper. That is, wow. The net did not even move. Dinwiddie in the corner, walking the tightrope. Good feed. Ben, the layup. That is soft, man. You got to finger roll that. He's going for like a little floater when he's like within 2 feet of the basket. Like, lay it up or dunk it. Paul Reed, other end, scores for 2. Don't understand how Cam Thomas, that early in the offense, is on Paul Reed. Harris is well short on the 3. Good rebound by Dinwiddie after Thomas helped box out. Dinwiddie. Thomas on the catch at the elbow. Oh, sorry, the wing. What was I saying the elbow for? Pat Bev. Pull up 3. I swear to God. Oh, my God. You know it's a bad day when Pat Bev is pulling up for 3 and scoring in the defender's face. Wow. Ben. Pass to Cam. Ben into the paint. Please. Turnaround jumper. It's good. Oh my God, Ben Simmons has scored a turnaround J. Are you kidding me? Oh. What a shame that's the first time he's done that all game. Pat Bev. Surely a foul. Oh my God. That seemed like a bit of a phantom call. That is probably the toughest shot I've seen Ben make. Oh, that is like the initiating of contact by Pat Bev. That's a bit of a soft foul to call. And did they just score another 3-pointer? They scored it that quickly that I didn't even see it on the broadcast. We've got another foul. It's on Pat Bev. So yeah, the defense isn't exactly priding themselves on defense at the moment. They're priding themselves on sitting on their ass and ball watching, essentially. That's what's really happening here. Spence is going to look for a pass to Clax. Someone going to actually help him out. Clax. Hand off to Dinwiddie. Pass to Clax. The push shot is good. Well worked out by the Nets there. Good offensive set in the half court. And now Pat Bev. Picked up by Dinwiddie. The pass to Melton, who peels around the screen. The step back 3 is long. And the rebound by Clax. Rebounds passes to Dinwiddie. And now the screen by Clax. The alley-oop attempt. And Clax escorts it into the basket for 2. And a good find by Dinwiddie. That had to be centimetre perfect. It was. And it's back down to 18. Excuse me. Oh my God, the voice crack was absolutely nuts there. Jesus Christ. Dude. Oubre nearly lost the ball. The turnaround 2 over Thomas is good. And that's sort of the price you pay when you play Cam Thomas. And, yeah. Obviously a smaller opponent than Oubre. So it's always going to be easier to get shots up. Cam Thomas is off on the mid-range. I would expect some changes to be made shortly. Melton on the drive baseline. The kick out to Beverly in the corner. Melton relocates. That pass to Paul Reed was nearly off. Harris, the switch. Doe guarding him. Harris, the 2. It's off. And the rebound by Melton. What are we doing? This is so... Wait, mate. Oh, my God. Bro, Spencer on that possession. What is he doing? No eagerness to get that defensive rebound. Just clearly more hunger. We look like we're going through the motions in this game. Like, it looks like we haven't even shifted out of first gear. Cam Thomas with the 3 on the wing from the outside. The defense has been a bit shit in this quarter. Ben reads the pass well. And he's going to look to push the pace. Gets it to Cam on the wing. One more to Doe. That's good. It's down to 16. And that's what happens when you can actually get things moving a little bit. All of a sudden, it seems a little bit more free-flowing, the offense. Ben overcommitted. Trying to get the steal. Harris was short on the little push shot, and Ben will get the rebound. Pass to Doe on the catch again. He's feeling it. He's got it again. And we've got a timeout called. And Dorian Finney-Smith has started to heat up in this third quarter. Got a number of 3-pointers, and just like that, the lead is back down to 13, the margin. And all of a sudden, the game gets a little bit more interesting. So let's have a look at the box score. And this is another box score. This is the team stats. You can see that the 3-point shooting for the Nets is actually beefed up in this quarter. We've scored 4 threes to our 5 in the first half entirely. And you can see the field goal percentages for the Nets have actually arisen, but the shooting disparity remains. We've had 20 less shots than Philly. The good thing is that hasn't actually blown up any further than what it was at halftime. If we look at the box score, well, we're actually outscoring them in this quarter, which I don't think that's an achievement given they don't have Maxey, who's out for the rest of the game, I would assume, with what seemed to be a little back strain or something like that. So they don't have Embiid, they don't have Harden, they don't have Maxey, but yet they're still winning by a sizable amount. Oubre's got 19, Tobias Harris has got 18. And yeah, that's their shooting splits, but they haven't been to the line. Neither have we in the third quarter. That's something we were doing with ease in the first half. The good thing is we have not really turned the ball over in this quarter. Not nearly at the same rate as we did in the first half. 19 assists from 23 made field goals. That's pretty good. A pretty good ratio, to be honest. Problem is, as I said, we haven't been able to utilize that ball movement because we've just been getting chopped off at the source. Good performances from... Can I say Cam Thomas has had a good game when he scored 13 on pretty shit efficiency and his defense has been a bit ropes? Probably not. Ben has had a better third quarter. And Spencer, same could be said. Dorian Finney-Smith had not scored a point at halftime, and he's come out and he's gone 3 of 4 from 3, so he's on 9 points. He's actually in the top 4 players for scoring now, so the more you know. But yeah, that is the current situation. Yeah. Pat Bev would fit well in the Carlton team. I mean, he would be an absolute pest. Yeah, I mean, he'd be a nice small defender. Get under the skin of opponents. No Giles yet? No Giles. Interestingly enough. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to let us know. Drop a like on it and subscribe if you are new as well. We'll be back for the second game of the season against Dallas in a week and a half's time. Pat Bev on the drive after the timeout, and Clax forces the travel. He blocked him as well, so it didn't really matter. I mean, take your pick. So it looked like that pivot foot shuffled. I'm not actually sure if that was a travel. Could have been something else. Ben, they're looking for Clax again. And the pass potentially was on because Clax skied over the opposition. However, wasn't able to get clean possession. And Danny Green knocks down the 3 in response. And just like that, it's a 5-point swing. Could have been cut down to 11. Instead, it's back out to 16. Cam Thomas is open. And that's a defensive breakdown if I've ever seen one. 3 points for Cam. He's up to 16 in the game. And it's been on the back of 3-point shooting that we've been able to keep the scoreboard ticking on offense. The defense has been a little bit ropes though. And right on cue, we concede another 3-pointer to Danny Green. So 88 conceded already. For the 3rd consecutive game, it looks like we're going to have conceded 100 before 3/4 time. Cam Thomas, the pull-up 2 in the mid-range is good. And he is starting to heat up. After going 3 of 9 in the first half, he scored a few buckets, and Ben Simmons has just mowed down Paul Reed, who set a pretty strong screen. And that's got to be like his 3rd personal in the half, because he's been a little bit foul-prone. I mean, I like how he's fighting over the screen, but it probably wasn't the right idea to fight over the screen there. But I do like the aggressiveness. Cam goes to the bench just as he was heating up, so interesting call. Sixers now through Harris, picked up by Clax, and now Springer. Watford is in the game. Yeah, that's a good move. Created the separation by just holding up his drive a little bit. Baisley to Watford. We've got him, or those 2 in. Clax, Ben, Lonnie. Gets it to the corner. Good ball fake, Watford. The 3 is good. And I think Watford shot the ball pretty well from 3 last season. Much improved on the season before that. Good contest by Clax. The rebound, Watford. Here he is now. Pass to the corner for Walker. Sorry. Struggled to say that. That's a really wayward pass. It's going to be Sixer ball. What's new? So, 4 or so minutes to play. And Ben goes to the bench. Lax goes to the bench. Dayron and Dinwiddie are back in. Melton in for the Sixers with Oubre, Petrusev, Springer, and Danny Green. The kick out. The drive and spin. Lost the ball. And now Walker in transition. Nearly lost it. And then got absolutely ganged up on. And that is the difference right there. I mean, in transition for us, you don't have 4 players in pursuit of the 1 carrying the ball for the Sixers. For the Sixers, they had Oubre, Danny Green, Springer, all contesting that Walker layup. Prevented any chance from that shot getting up. Watford, the Euro and kick out. Good ball fake, Royce. Wide open 3. Barely got enough lift on that. And it's going to be Sixer ball. Oubre. Going to pass across. And we have a foul. Don't know where that is. And maybe it's a potential shot clock issue. Or it could just be a foul off the ball and I didn't even see it. So Melton to Petrusev. Good cut by Oubre down the middle. He blew the layup. And a rebound by Watford. Walker. Watford. Backing down Melton. Smart choice. Weave through. And a excellent defensive possession. Was that Springer? This guy's like 6'1" and he's swatting shots out of play. Showing no mercy. So we head to another break. And the scoreline is 90-77. Golly gosh, this has not been anywhere near the kind of performance I wanted to see today. We go back to the box score. Well, we've got 18 from Cam, and apart from that, not really anything too enticing. 3-point shooting has drastically improved in this third quarter. 6 of 9 from downtown, and the shooting has improved. We haven't gone to the line, though, at all in this third quarter, which is a little bit disappointing considering both Paul Reed and Preseason, their centers, were both on 4 fouls at the half. In Paul Reed's case, he was on 4 fouls at the 8-minute mark of the second. That's the scoring outlook for the Nets. Clax has been really efficient. Really, really efficient. For the Sixers, though, still got way more shots than we do. Their turnovers have gone up. Our turnovers still have continued to rise. It's always going to be tough going when you have 17 and a half. You're always going to be fighting back. You're always going to be chasing tail. But that's what they've done thus far. That's been their rotation right there. You can see Paul Reed's been really good in 16 minutes of action. Maxey is out for the game. Probably would have had about 25 by now. But all jokes aside, I mean, he's out with the side strain, I think. But our defense has been a little bit questionable. Like, just... what a letdown, man. The team has so much potential. I don't know what we've been doing in the off-season. I mean, I'm pretty excited to see what we produce in the regular season, but today we've been a lot more lethargic than we should be, which has been pretty disappointing. So, that's not to say the game is over, because we very much could get back into this game, but we're going to have to stop turning the ball over. That'd be grouse. So 90-77 the score, 2:56 to play in this third quarter. The 5 on the floor for the Nets: Bazley, Walker, Watford, Dinwiddie, and who's the other guy? Who's inbounding it? Royce, I believe. So I would assume Bazley is our small ball 5. And no Harry Giles tonight. I'm a bit confused why he's not getting minutes. Does he already have a roster spot locked down and it's merely Jacques Vaughn testing to see out of Watford and Bazley who's going to get that final rotation roster spot? Walker, good cut by Watford along the baseline. And he's fucking been swatted. Excellent off-ball movement, but even better reactiveness by Preseason, who had read that delivery on the baseline. That was such a bad miss by Danny Green. So bad that we had no nets to fill the space where the ball landed, and the Sixers get 2 more second chance points. Can't afford those when you're down 15. Dinwiddie into the paint. Good kick out. Walker for 3. It's off. Rebound Oubre. And in transition, Springer. Going to cross up Bazley. Drive. And the reverse is absolutely poetic. So our offense has been really good in this third quarter, but it's just... oh my god. Never mind. I take that back. The Dinwiddie bounce pass ricochets off Walker's leg and flies into the second row. So now Oubre, they can get the lead back out at 20, and for what it seemed like not a bad third quarter, be highly disappointing for that to be the margin going into 3-quarter time. Watford. Now Royce, Dinwiddie in the corner on the catch. He is not... Well, he's barely shot the ball today. So that was probably a good shot to take. But, yeah, he has barely taken shots at a high volume. Oubre could have been fouled on that one, but the whistle was put away. Royce to Dinwiddie. Skip pass to Walker in the corner. Opted not to shoot the three, and we're going to get a tie-up. Nope, no tie-up, just the turnover. And Petrosev, good Euro, kick out to Green, who put the ball on the floor, and then Royce absolutely hacked Oubre's arm. Probably a foul, but the umpires, the referees, thought otherwise. So 94-77 Sixers, and we have 57 seconds to play left in this third quarter. That is just an abysmal possession, defensive possession from the inbounds. How can you allow a pass like that into the paint so easily and allow them to get the shot up so easily? So we're going to hold for one. 96 points conceded. Come on, man. Dinwiddie, the bounce pass to Baisley, the cross, the extra pass to Watford, and the finger roll is good, and he has been fouled. It will be 2 shots at the free throw line. So the 2 players who are fighting for a roster spot combine. Good little feat there by Baisley, and a strong take by Watford. Scores for 2. And he'll get a free throw. Opportunity to cut it down to 16. And that is good. So 96-80. There's a technical. What? What's the technical for? I think Watford just picked up a technical. I have no idea what the technical was for. But Melton's going to run up to the other end, get that technical free throw and brick it. So basically that's 10 seconds of my life I'll never get back. Oh my god, that's what he got the technical for? That's a load of rubbish. If you're getting pinged for that, that is pretty poor. Springer the pass, and they stood on the sideline. So this could be the second consecutive quarter that we close out the quarter with a bang. I mean, in the context of the game we've played, yes, it'd be a huge end to the quarter. So Dinwiddie, the high screen set, he is blitzed. Please pass the ball, Spence. Royce. Like, we had the open man for ages. Watford, the corner 3 is good. Like, we had to exploit the open man a little bit better. That's a full court heave by Philly, and that is nowhere near the target. So, 3-quarter time, and 2 late Watford 3s in this quarter has seen us, well, have a sniff. We cut the deficit. I didn't realize that I had the box score up pretty much the entirety of that debacle. But yeah, so we scored 32 points that quarter. Our best defensive effort in a quarter, yet we've still conceded 96. Oubre has scored 20, and you can see they're shooting pretty good. 10 offensive boards. The turnovers doubled in that third quarter, which I guess is a testament to our improved defense. The same defense which conceded 28 in the quarter, which isn't awful, but it's not great either. Shooting splits probably gone back down to the mean. And for the Nets, 3-point shooting was absolutely ridiculous in that quarter. We hit 7 3-pointers, and the field goal shooting as a whole went up. Barely got to the free throw line though. The good thing is Trendon Watford, 11 points, 6 rebounds, and has hit both threes, which is a positive sign. The holding over maybe Darius Baisley, who hasn't provided nearly enough output-wise today. Cam Thomas improved the shooting percentages in the third quarter. He was 3 of 5 from the field in the quarter and doubled his point tally. Clax hasn't missed today. Spencer Dinwiddie has not scored a field goal. And Ben Simmons has been pretty meh. So, I mean, pretty intriguing third or final quarter inbound. Yeah. Sharp has 0 fouls in 11 minutes. That is a positive because he was absolutely prone to doing that in the regular season last year. He'd have games where he would have a crap ton of fouls, like he'd have 6 fouls in like 15 minutes, or like 4 fouls in 8 minutes. And then obviously your backup big rotation was severely hindered because your backup big couldn't actually take to the floor. So, yeah. But 1 quarter to play. It's 96-83. Let's see what kind of rotation Jark Vaughn actually rolls with here. Is he going to run the starting unit down the stretch because we're a little bit closer to the regular season, or is he going to go with a more conservative route and he's going to play like Watford? He's going to play Baisley. He's going to play Armani Brooks, Jalen Wilson. You know those guys, all those sorts of players. So I don't know. But the last quarter is underway, and we're playing a little bit of zone. Sharp is in with Simmons, Dinwiddie, Royce, and Walker. 3 by Petrusev is good. And granted, I don't know if on the scouting report it said he could shoot threes, but it probably did say no because we didn't look nearly interested. But that is, wow, that was an incredible chase down block by Dayron, who follows up with a, oh my god, it's done like a full 360 on the rim and found a way to fall out. So, a few crazy things happening in this quarter. Petrusev off on the 3 again, tried a second time after making the first and finding success. Royce responds with a 3 from way downtown and a good screen set by Ben to free him up. So there will be those looks this season. It's just a matter of whether we utilize them often enough. Oubre, I think he elbowed Ben Simmons because Ben went a bit off balance, but here he is now. Bumps bodies, the kick out to Walker, and we have another foul on the floor. It's going to be on, I believe, Pat Bev. So 99-86, the scoreline. Ball is inbounded. Dayron has to go fetch it. Walker picked up by Green. High screen. Walker at the elbow. Wide open 2, it's good. And it's back down to 11. Interesting stuff. Interesting. So now it is Beverly to Petrusev. Into the paint. The 2 is off. The rebound, can you chase it up? Thank you. And we can cut it to single digits. This looked like wishful thinking, to say something along those lines in the third quarter, even the second quarter, to be quite honest. It was out to as much as about 21. Walker the step back 2. That hits back iron. It's going to be a rebound by Pat Bev. The shot was there. Was it the right shot? Potentially not. Oubre, nice little push shot over Dayron. They crack the ton. And they're in pole position to win this game. Here's Ben. Royce thought about the 3. Out to Ben. Layup. Got it. Good ball movement by the Nets. Keeping it dynamic. Obviously, you force the defenders to roll over. It's not exactly going to be... Well, it's far more difficult to cover than if you were to just hold the basketball in one player's hands. Here's Simmons looking for Dayron under the basket. Danny Green does well denying that. Oh, that is so poor, Dayron. Man, so soft with it. Very lackadaisical. Is that the word? Oh my god. Brother, that is terrible. If you're tired, just go to the bench, mate. You've got 3 players in the paint, and they're all fucking ball watching again. There's no one actually boxing out. Royce is jumping away from where the ball is gonna land. Jump at the ball. You like it seems like Royce is just scared of the contact. We've just got another technical foul. Are you fucking serious? What is this rubbish? No, never mind. I was ball watching as well. I wasn't even paying attention to what's going on. First free throw is good. So 102.90. 8:38 to play in the final quarter. The second free throw coming up now. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to drop a like on it. And subscribe as well. Show your support multiple ways than one. Petrosev makes both, and it is a 13-point deficit for the Nets to make up in the final 8.5 minutes. Here is Royce now. Walker, good cross. Foul! +1. Nice. Smooth looking jump shot as well for Lonnie Walker. He's shown that offensive ability in the first 2 games. He's had some really efficient shooting performances in a short amount of time. You can see there Melton catching Walker on the wrist. It is going to be, a chance, an opportunity to cut the lead back down to 10. Pat Bev is back in. No. Pat Bev is running down the race. I don't know what's going on. Was there a technical foul from the bench? I have no idea. Well, I can see that there is a technical foul. Pat Bev got a second technical, so he's ejected. Let's see what it was for. He was talking to the official, and then immediately, as soon as that whistle was blown, Pat Bev just knew to get he knew to get the hell out of there. So with that technical free throw, we're back into single digits. Reed looking for Melton. He gets it here. The kick out to Springer. Good pass fake, and the three-pointer was wide open as a result. Opened up the space, and it's back up to 12. Where is the defense at, dude? Walker. Bounce pass to Ben. Oh my god, that was an excellent no-look to Spencer Dinwiddie in the corner. That was incredible court vision by Ben. Just an awareness to know that Dinwiddie was there. And then Ben with the steal and the throwdown. The Barclays Center is brought to life after a couple of excellent possessions by Ben Simmons. My goodness, that pass to the corner was saucy. Lonnie Walker, first and foremost, with the an excellent amount of weight on the bounce pass to get it right in the wheelhouse for Ben to grab it and just whip it behind the back, cross court to the corner where Dinwiddie was absolutely wide open. And then obviously the second play where he read the pass, stole the ball, and it was a one-man fast break. The Sixers defense ain't back, and it's back down to 7 points the margin If Simmons did a flashy dunk, it would have brought the house down. I know, if he did like a windmill dunk, it would have been pretty hectic. But damn. Very saucy pass there. So this has been a pretty good second half. The turnovers have slowed down. And we're looking a lot more free-flowing when it comes to the offense. You can see it's really been more the bench players that have come in and made an impact. Lonnie Walker, Trendon Watford, Royce O'Neal's been hitting threes. Ben Simmons has lifted in this second half. 8 points, 5 boards, 8 assists. That's exactly what you want to see from him. I mean, I don't really ask for much more, to be quite honest. So yeah. Cam Thomas with 18. He hasn't really played in the second half. In the last 12 or so minutes. Spencer Dinwiddie's been on the floor, but he's been a lot more passive. But yeah, overall, improvements everywhere. And the shooting, wow. We've had 15 3-pointers in this second half. We have made 9 of them. That is 15 3-pointers, made 9 of them. Incredible shooting numbers, and the efficiency is really lifted, even though we haven't had those free throws. 23 turnovers. Looks like a bad number, but when you consider that we had 18 in the first half to halftime, it's a pretty good number. It could have been a lot worse. We could have been in a lot worse shape. Sixers have 26 more shots. We've actually got more rebounds than them, but it is the turnover number that's really killing us. We've hit the same amount of 3-pointers, which is pretty good. So yeah. But 7:30 to play, and it's 106-99. Another steal by the Nets. Walker in transition lost the ball going up. And then, unset defense, Paul Reed with the reverse jam for 2. It could have been a 5-point game, but instead a 4-point swing sends it back up to 9. And it's now Ben Simmons who will commandeer the offense. The high screen set. The pass. Those loopy passes are not the passes to Dayron. Ben with the block! Bloody hell, mate. He is really coming into his own now. Jesus Christ, the defensive plays the last few possessions by Ben has been something that we haven't seen from him in quite some time, but that is poor by Dayron. He's getting absolutely cooked at the moment. On offense, he's losing the ball, and on defense, he's getting absolutely killed by Paul Reed. So, when you're chasing tail, you can't afford errors, and that is, well, that's the kind of error we can't afford. Ben, alley-oop to Dayron Sharp. There's the cohesion. There's the connection. There's the chemistry. And we crack 100. And the offense is flowing much more freely now. Ben Simmons really playing a huge part in that. Good defense by Dayron. They did not call a foul. And Springer was sort of pushed back to the outside. So now the Sixers will control through Harris. Lost the ball again. Ben Simmons, dude. Bounce pass back to Walker. Weaves through. The layup is off. And the rebound by Springer. Good box out. Royce O'Neal was right there to swoop on it. Not enough mayo on that layup attempt by Walker to get the spin. Well done by Ben. That was more like a pickpocket. So 5:46 to play in this match, and it is the Sixers up by 9. Ben Simmons is pushing a triple-double. He has now got 8 points, 6 boards, 9 assists. Alley-oop. Was that an alley-oop? Oh my god, Dayron. What are you doing, mate? Get in better position, brother. Oh, that is clearly 6 or net ball. They've been let off there. Oubre on the catch and shoot 3. He's airballed it. Dayron! Bro, he's got butter on his fingers, dude. Royce O'Neal's wide open. 3 is off. That is a trademark Royce miss right there from 3. Here's Tobias Harris now. Cross. Gets into the paint. Extra feed. Swatted by Dayron. There we go. That's more like it. The defense has lifted in the last few minutes. Ben spearheaded the attack, but a number of other players, right on cue, are absolutely delivering in that department. So it's what we like to see, Dayron. So Paul Reed now. Gonna pass it to Melton. The 3, we went under the screen. Jalen Wilson's in the game at the 5-minute mark. So this is an interesting sub, to say the least. Royce, Watford, Wilson cut baseline. Here he is now. The bounce pass to Watford. Nearly left it behind. The push shot is off. The offensive board by... Well, that's good fight on the offensive glass by Dayron. He recycles the possession despite being outnumbered 4-1 under the basket. So a fair bit of ground to make up for the Nets still. But yeah, it's going to be Dayron going to the bench. In comes Noah Clowney and Armani Brooks. So we're emptying the bench at the 4:36 mark. And it's pretty clear we're not playing to win this game. But Dayron, 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 of 6 from the field, 17 minutes. So I would say that's a decent performance, but there have been a few intangibles that you won't see on the stat sheet, which, well, leave a bit to be desired. So Clowney, the handoff to Brooks, who shoots the 3, and that's good. It's down to 6, and Armani Brooks is a sniper. He is a sniper. He's been given the green light. He just shoots absolutely everything. He does not care the degree of difficulty. We've forced a miss. Oh my god. It's a foul on Wilson. We would have had a rebound there, but the ball fortuitously landed in the lap of Philly, and they were the beneficiary, so they will get time to recycle the possession. 4:15 mark, 14 to shoot. Obviously a shot clock reset. And the Sixers will also empty their bench. Mo Bamba is in. Oubre to the bench. Paul Reed also makes his way there. And this is well and truly a G League game I'm watching now. But it is close, so I'm happy to watch the ending. Here we go. Top of the key 3 is good. Oh my god. Second chance points absolutely do my head in. Here's Brooks now. He gives it to Baisley. The drive. The pass to Wilson. Good take. Into the paint. He's been absolutely hacked. It's going to be 2 shots for Jalen Wilson. The 3:52 mark. So plenty of time in this game remaining. Get a few stops. You potentially could have yourself a game. So 113-104. 9-point deficit. Wilson makes free throw number 1 to cut it to 8. And look, I think this game, or I think the scoreline is really indicative of how this game has gone. Because we have not nearly played well enough to have the lead. But our second half performance has warranted, but it's sort of warranted the margin that we're dealing with here. Oh, that was nearly a turnover. And the 3-pointer, I don't know who that is. At this point, it's all G League players running out there. And And quite frankly, I didn't anticipate these players to get minutes. Here's Brooks. Bounce pass to Watford. Baisley is open. Good ball fake. One more to Watford. Pass it off! In the paint, the push shot is good. It was well manoeuvred by Watford, but he did have Armani Brooks open to his left. Wide open, unattended for 3. Here's another 3 for Philly. That one is off. The rebound by Clowney. And now the other way is Armani Brooks. Oh, that is a tough shot. That looks so unnatural on the release. And Philly break out in transition. The Euro, the layup is off. And we have another foul. So, looks like, I don't think the Nets get it done. But it's been a pretty decent fight back, to be quite honest. Been a good fight back. David Duke, Nets legend, is back. He is. If you are enjoying the stream, make sure to let us know. Drop a like and subscribe on it as well. The next stream we'll be doing is Nets versus who's the other? Nets versus Dallas is the game we'll be doing. But the next game is Nets Miami. That is the last preseason game before regular season match 1 against the Cavaliers. So that's going to be pretty fun. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with here. Yeah. And so it's going to be interesting to see who gets that final roster spot. Harry Giles didn't play a minute today. Is that just saying that his spot is locked in the rotation? I've got no idea. I'm probably going to look on Twitter, actually, just to see what the dealio is. Harry Giles is... Yeah, I think it's... I'm pretty sure Harry Giles is just... I don't know. I don't know what this is saying about Harry Giles, if he's playing or not. Or going to be on the roster come the end of preseason. David Duke Jr. is about to get his revenge. Yeah. I mean... Yeah. I mean, it's sort of a weird signing for the Sixers. Duke is a weird kind of player. It's a weird kind of player. Because he's not like... His shooting is a little bit weird. He can take it to the cup, and he's got some good ability in and around the paint. His defense isn't too bad, but like it's his shooting which is like the big liability. Or not a liability, but at times it leaves a fair bit to be desired, you know? Like, his three-point shooting is pretty non-existent. He's got a really weird-looking jump shot. It's not convincing. I don't know. It's a bit of a tough one to gauge with him. But given he's been playing garbage time minutes, he probably, at best, gets a two-way roster spot. I think he wanted an actual starting, a guaranteed contract with the Nets. But quite frankly, I don't think he's better than any of the players we've got here. So yeah, I'd rather have Armani Brooks over like a David Duke. Different kinds of players, but I think Armani Brooks fits our need a little bit better. Baisley is hit on the arm. That's going to be 2 shots. Can cut the lead back to single digits. I don't know why this game is taking so long. Yeah. But not long now to go before it is the end of this game. And obviously a lot to take away if you're a Nets fan or you're a Nets staff member or you're a Nets player. probably the biggest thing is don't concede 18 turnovers in a half of basketball. That's the reason we're losing right now. Purely because that's driven a huge disparity in the shot making. Here we go, Philly. Oh my god, that's a really unorthodox layup attempt by Bamba. The other way, Jalen Wilson is fouled. So slowly trimming points off the shot clock, or slowly trimming points off the deficit, whilst the shot clock remains stagnant. So we can cut the lead to 6. 109, 117 the score. Make it 110 to 117. And there's only 2.5 minutes to play, just about. And you can see that he's made both. So, well, you can't see it, but you can take my word for it. And here we go. We're going to blitz the pass across court. That's a 3. That is off. Bamba gets the board. We don't have anyone nearly as tall to contend with Bamba under the basket. We had an opportunity there to, get it to a single-digit deficit. What the hell are we doing? That is far too easy. And once again, the offensive rebounds killing us. That has to be one of my biggest pet peeves watching basketball. Armani Brooks again from way downtown. Honestly, good enough to play in the starting rotation. Seriously, that shooting is lethal. Euro step and push shot. Rims out. Can we get a rebound, dude? My God. I know it's like the third stringers playing against each other, but damn. You gotta be better than this. Who the fuck is boxing out David Duke? The 2 shots for the former net, and the first free throw is good. So honestly, we could have had the lead down to 2 by now, seriously. But we've just let ourselves down with a couple of offensive rebounds that have come to life for Philly. And we obviously have not benefited at all from that. It's probably been partially the difference. We've got a foul? No. Delay of game, potentially. No. It's the shot clock. I swear these people monitoring the shot clocks have, there must be more technology or more wires because they continuously make these mistakes. Or something doesn't work or go to plan. Man, they are actually... Oh my God. That is a deep 3 by Brooks, and it was online. And then Clowney just threw the ball away. In transition, the layup is off. The putback is also off, but we've got another foul. And that is going to be more free throws. I mean, this problem has plagued us for about 6 years. The rebounding. I don't understand it. Ever since Sean Marks has been a GM, we have never been able to rebound the ball adequately. Ever. And the second chance points have been an issue. Regardless, I mean, there's a bit to take away from this game. The second half was far more interesting and far more fruitful results-wise for the Nets. The first half was just absolutely torrid. If we ever have a half like that in the regular season, best believe we're down 30 at the half. Watford's 2 off the glass is off. We've got a foul, though, and we're in the final minute. It has just been foul central in this second half, to be quite honest. More specifically in the final 6 minutes when the third stringers have come in. So, free throws for Clowney. First free throw is good. And, yeah, so it'll be next up against the Heat. Then it'll be Nets Cavs at home to start the season. And then it'll be Nets Dallas. That is the first game we're going to be covering of the regular season. So if you want to tune in for that, we'll be here. The pass out. They're going to slow things down. Just run the clock down. That's the sensible thing to do with 40 or so seconds to play. He nearly turned the pass over. Deep three. Don't know who that is. And we didn't get a rebound. What a fucking surprise. And then Clowney lost it again. Oh my god. Here's a three. Yep. What a damn surprise that we're getting done in on rebounds. Clowney isn't strong enough. I mean, granted, he's not going to get minutes in the regular season. Baisley hits a three. It's literally been the rebounds in the last 6 or so minutes by the third stringers that have been leaving a lot to be desired. But that is the end of the game. 127, 119 as the clock runs down. And, yeah, that's... Well, let's have a look at the box score. I mean, you can just see it right there. How the bloody hell do they have 114 shots in a game? That's crazy, and it's probably because of the free throw number being so low. They've hit 18 threes, but you can see the bench was emptied in the final quarter. That's their starting five. That's the output. It's pretty decent. Actually, probably not, because basically no one is shooting over 50%. Tyrese Maxey went down to the rooms with a side strain and did not return to the game. You can see the turnovers 10, assist number 31, so 17 offensive rebounds in there as well. You can see the bench beefed that number up in the late game. So yeah, but then the Nets, well, we saw a few things. I mean, Ben Simmons had a really bad first half, but in the second half he was pretty superb, I have to say. We were the beneficiaries for it. Let me just change the player spotlight. Daron Sharp is our spotlight player for today, and he had a good 9 points. He had 10 rebounds. The assist number is 1, and he did have 2 blocks as well. So a pretty good performance from Daron, despite the shit defending. Lonnie Walker in the second half was pretty good as well. Kept the scoreboard ticking, got to the free throw line, that sort of thing. And then Trendon Watford was pretty efficient. Couple 3-pointers made. That's what I want to see. 13 and 7 in total. And Baisley hit a couple threes. Royce hit 4 threes today, which is pretty good. Finney Smith hit 3 threes in the third quarter. And Cam Thomas beefed up his scoring total as well. Got to the free throw line a fair bit. The 3-pointers were pretty good. But we shot them... Well, we scored 12 of our 20 in the second half from 3, but we didn't shoot it nearly as much in the first half. We had 33 less shots than them. That was the reason we lost. Yeah, rebound number actually only got out-rebounded by 1, but it was the offensive rebounds in the second half or in the last quarter, which well and truly killed us. You can also see the assist number. It was a really good ratio before. I mean, it still is a good ratio. 33 assists from 39 made field goals. That's what you want to see. But 26 turnovers. That is killer. Yeah, that's probably the biggest problem out of today. I mean, Lonnie Walker played 23 minutes and 4 turnovers. Let's have a look. Trendon Watford, 3 turnovers, 16 minutes. Ben Simmons, 8 turnovers in 29 minutes. It was a much better second half, though. He had 8 points, 6 boards, 9 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. So a good all-round game, including the turnovers and the personal fouls. I mean, he nearly got fouled out, and he nearly had more turnovers than any other stat. So that's not great. But yeah, hopefully he's just letting out all the rustiness now, rather than later. But that's going to do it from me. We will be back in the regular season. So yeah, until then, I may have a couple videos out between the time I go live for the next game and obviously um, now. But until then, I will see you soon. Make sure to stay safe and yeah, enjoy the first couple of games or the first game of the season. Hopefully, the next time I talk to you, we are 1-0. But if last year proved anything, it's that you can't be complacent game one, and you will not be permitted time to adjust and ease in. It's really that simple. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. That'll do it, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.